Alright, we're live. Did not mean to show that. Although, I don't really think it's a huge issue. Well, tonight, we're gonna be doing some stuff. Alright. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a few things, the most important of which is importing a bunch of BS into the engine. So, let me actually finish doing this. Alright. Nah. Alright. Okay, so I've sorted out all of my stuff. Now, I'm gonna actually get started. So, get image alias, get image atlas from alias. So here's the deal. What I need to do is I need to convert an alias into an image atlas. Now the question is, how do I actually do that? Well, if you look here, I have a method for a standard image, and first of all I get an asset, which is imdatabase.getAsset from alias. Then we have an alias, and what we actually do here is we convert, the database handles all of the stuff related to getting assets, which is basically a collection of information about a file, and an asset has some metadata. Not always, but it can have associated metadata, and it links to a file. So for example, an asset would be, let me actually see here. Desktop, and then I'm gonna want to go to, I believe, debug. So yeah, alright, so if I go in here, you see there's bear and bear.png.meta, and basically these two things combined together are an asset. So in here, if I actually look in here, you can see that there's some information associated with the bear, and then you have the actual bear PNG. And when the asset database right here scans all of that in, we are able to just reference an asset by just saying bear color.png. All you have to do is specify the file name, and it will just automatically get all of that information sorted for you which might not sound very difficult, but I've written probably about 500 lines of code so far associated with doing this thing. So not all assets are going to be the same, especially with images. Some images are different than others. For example, you can see that we have a sprite sheet right here where there are multiple images within one image. And then, you know, you have this slug right here, which is just one image. So the slug we would use a regular image or standard image for. And then there's the image atlas, which an image atlas is just says, oh, there's multiple images within this image. And there's a different way to draw using that. It's a whole thing. But the point is that I have to make a separate import method for image atlases. Alright, so let's actually get to work on that. So what I need to do is have the obligatory line of code that says get the asset that we need to import this thing. So this pretty much just gets our asset, and then we need to do, well, there's a few things that we can get. We can get the file extension, the file path, the meta path, the name, the type, and we can do get JSON from meta path. So we're gonna need this. So JSON, all of the data that we store associated with images is in JSON. So I need to get a JSON value here, and I'm gonna call this image meta. There we go. And then here, I believe that's correct. Yeah, I just need to reference this. So what this is going to do is it's going to run its thing, and then it's going to spit out all of the metadata into this variable. The reason why I'm not returning a JSON value is because the library simply won't let me. So I have to do this weird thing where I put it in as an input, but really it's an output. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it works. So, oh well. But anyways, so here we have a few things that we need to do. And you can see how there's a bunch of error checking right here. There's like invalid argument, runtime error. I have to do all that with the metadata, which is a little bit annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. So here, what I'm going to want to do for my test dummy is I'm not going to do bearcolor.png, I'm just going to do bear.png. And the reason why is because bear.png actually already has the metadata set up. It doesn't have it set up correctly, but I can quickly set it up correctly. So the file type is indeed an image, so that's correct. The image type is sheet, so that's also correct. And the slice type is block, and what that means, it basically means that we're just going to create a grid of rectangles that encapsulate the image. So you can see here that there's a grid of rectangles that you can make that fits all of these distinct images into it. So you can just slice a rectangle, move over, slice another rectangle, move over, slice another rectangle, and then you have all of the bears that we need, right? So that's pretty much what we're gonna do here. And that we're gonna code that in first, and that's the first method that we're gonna allow you to do for images. So let's actually open this in Paint so that I can make the metadata correct. So first of all, padding 0. I think we're going to do padding X and padding Y because I don't want that. The reason why I'm doing padding Y and X, I'll get to that, but essentially imagine that there's an extra pixel that we don't need that's on this side of the image, and there's an extra few pixels up on the top of the image that we don't need to select. Well, then we could just use, oh wait, no, that's offset. Crap. Well, anyways, the size, don't worry about padding and offset, those are just fine controls. Size is pretty much the size of the individual blocks that we want to cut. Both the padding and offset are going to be 0. because we don't need either of them for this image. The size we're going to need. So, actually, you know what? Let's just delete these, because we don't need padding and offset. It might be better to keep them just... Well, I've already deleted them. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep them just so that I can copy this over to other files earlier. Or I can just copy it over easier. Alright, awesome. Here we go. So, here's the next part. So, we need to figure out the size of each of these individual blocks that comprise a bear. 38 by 21 is what it looks like. So, what is that? 38 across, 21 high. 38, and then 21. And that is pretty much all we need to do for setting up the metadata. I plan to make it easier to set the metadata up, but for right now, this is what we're going to work with. Alright, so now that we have that JSON metadata set up, we can start working. So, let's see here. We need to check this asset that it has a meta path. If, what is it? Get asset from alias. Asset type, asset file path. Okay, so we need to do another thing here. Well, actually, that would have already gotten caught, so never mind. Image meta. And what we want to do here is we want to make sure that the meta path is actually valid. So, well, actually, we need to check the type first. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I need to do. And then we don't want to make sure it's an image. We want to make sure it's an atlas. Or image sheet. Yeah. So, there we go. If the asset type isn't an image sheet, then alias was associated with a value that was not a image sheet. There we go. And then what we need to do next is we need to create an image atlas. So I need to go here and actually go to this and check what the deal is. Yeah, okay, we're good. So all I have to do is copy this code right here. So we first check that the type of asset that we're trying to import is correct. Because, for example, what if we passed in a regular image instead of an image sheet? Well, then that would cause a problem, quite obviously. So, here we go. JSON value, image meta, and then we're importing that JSON, and then we need to import, and then we need to make the bitmap, which is the same piece of code. Let me make a separate function for that, and let me make it private. Const Allegro image no. Why is this not working? Oh, it's bitmap. There we go. Allegro bitmap, get bitmap from asset. And then we need to do an asset reference asset, because we don't want to copy that data over. And then we want to implement this. Const Allegro bitmap, and then what we can do is we can pretty much just copy this code right here. Alright. get bitmap from asset, and then asset. There we go. Should be pretty easy. Cannot convert a const. Oh, well then I don't need it to be const in that case. Cool. There we go. Alright, now we can just load the bitmap with just one line of code, because we abstracted it out into a function. Alright. Well, now instead of copying code, we can pretty much just do this. Get bitmap from asset.
Now?
No, I'm streaming. Game development.
Okay.
Yeah.
After?
Yeah. This is what having a family is like, you know? It is what it is, I guess. There we go. So now we have loaded the bitmap. We've also loaded the image metadata. So now what we need to do is we need to create an image atlas. Atlas, and then we want to do bitmap, and then I don't know, 0, 0. Well, vector 2 int 0, 0. There we go. Now that we have that, we've made an atlas. Now what do we need to do to it? So here's the deal. Can we actually get the image size from this? Get bitmap size. Yeah, we can. Okay. Atlas get bitmap size. And then we want to do vector 2 int size. So now I need to make a slicing algorithm to slice up our image properly. So first up, we need to get a value from the JSON. Now, I don't remember how exactly to do this, but I remember where I need to go to figure this out. So I think it's in asset.cpp. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So check this out. We just do this. That's all you have to do. We do image meta, and then we do a value, and that value is case sensitive. So we need to first get the image type. Dot is null. And then we need to... Alright. Well, there's something we need to do next, and that's... If this is not a variable in the file, if there isn't an image type associated with this metadata, then we have a problem. We have a big problem. If that's null, then we need to throw std runtime error. Image metadata is incorrect. File. And then we need to do asset.metapath. Okay, why is this not a thing? Between that and string. Okay, what about cstring? Expression must have an integral or unscoped enum type. What about this? What about if I do this? Oh, well that works. Great. Okay. So there we go. We just threw a runtime error because the integral thing that we need is not here. Actually, we're going to have to do this for every single variable that we check within the image metadata. So we need to check meta. Alright, boolean or void confirm var exists in meta. And then we need to do a JSON value reference. There we go. And then we need to implement this. Alright, now we need to copy this code. And then we need to do, string var. There we go. And then we need to do, not image meta, but JSON. JSON and then not image type, but var. And why is this having a problem? C-string? Do we want to do C-string? Expression must have an... Can you shut up? Oh my god. What is going on here? Asset is undefined. Ugh. Oh, this is awful. What if I just... I have an idea that will make this a lot easier. So, get JSON is public. What if we make this private? And then what if instead of doing just metapath, we do a little something like this? There we go. Now we have metadata, and then in here, all we have to do is do... And then we need to do... Crap, what is it? Get JSON from metafile path, metadata, and that's it. That's all we have to do for that. So now, what we can do is we don't need to reference image meta at all. And then, what's even cooler is now we can do asset reference asset and then the var, and then we need to implement this and now we need to copy this, delete this, throw this in here, and then we need to do asset dot meta, and then we have it. There we go, folks. There we go. Now we can check this thing. Metadata is incorrect. Asset metadata is incorrect. There we go. So now we can do an even more devious thing, and we can do confirm vars. Vars exist in metadata. And then instead of doing a single string, we can do a string array. Actually, we can... What would be easier is to do a vector of strings. Or would it? Well, doing a vector would allow me to get the size pretty easily. So I'm going to do that. Well, Well, there we go. Why is this giving me an error? Why would you be having a problem with this? There's no... What? Come on, bro. What is your deal? Why? What? Why? Oh, I know. Right? There we go. Now create this implementation. And then we can convert multiple variables at once. So we can just do confirm var exists in meta for, oh well, what we can do is we can do a for int I, or no, size t I is equal to 0. I is less than size I plus plus, which a size t is just an unsigned int, which is an integer that is always positive for reference, I guess. And then we need to do vars I, and then we need to do asset vars I, and that's it, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's literally a for loop encapsulating a function, but I don't really care. So, you know. Alright, so now that we have those implemented, we need to confirm vars exist in meta. I just thought of something. What if we need to confirm that a variable exists in the metadata, but, yeah, I just realized that. Maybe we should do a boolean. And we should return a boolean from these. Declaration's incompatible. Yeah, I know. You can shut up now. Alright, boolean, and so instead of throwing a runtime error, we can just return a false. And then we do if not that, then we throw a runtime error. That makes a lot more sense. So, actually, you know what we need to do, or you know what we can do, is we can just delete all of that, and then we can just go in here and make a declaration like this. I did not copy the correct thing. Return that. There we go. So that's a simple one-liner that should be pretty darn easy to use. And you know what? I can do this as a one-liner as well, because I just simply can do that. Check that out. You know, I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Slash meta management funcs. Alright, now that we've done all of that garbage, I can finally do this. Confirm vars exist in meta asset. Then we need to do variables. So what are the variables that we need to confirm exist in the metadata file? Well, we definitely need it to have an image type, a slice type, and these two variables. So let me just copy those into a list. So we need to do a const char pointer array. Or no. Well, const char pointer vars, and then we need to do that of a length 4, and then we need to do this, and then we need to do a little bit of what I like to call copy and pasting. Image type, slice type, size X, and a Y. Now, I don't like how this is laid out at all, so I'm gonna do myself a favor and fix it. There we go. Add word to dictionary, because I know that's correct. Add word to dictionary, and stop giving me the blue line of death. Stop it. What is this? String. Sure, I can do a string. You know what? I'm gonna do a... Well, what do I even do with var in here? I just convert it to C string, so I'm just gonna do... I'll just do that. And I'll do that. There we go. And now I can just do it like that. Alright, so if those variables don't exist, then we have a runtime error. And we need to do all of this, like, immediately. So, there we go. Runtime error if none of those exist. And, yeah. Well, what do we do? Well, okay. Is null. Not is null. If it's not null, then we're good. So, yeah, I need to do that. There we go. Correct. Amazing. Now, we need to do... What do we need to do next? We need to actually figure this out. So, what's the next step now that we've confirmed that all the variables exist? Well, we just test it out. To make sure that none of our code is broken already. And it's got to compile. Oh, this must return a value. Okay, that's a problem. Otherwise, we return true. And I think because this line has gotten into 4 lines, I'm going to make a declaration for this in the file. Because it's gotten too large. It has officially gotten too large to be included in the header file for my liking. Alright, let's try again. And we have a problem. I am pretty sure. Oh shit. 1 minute. Uh-oh. Let me kill this. Oh, this is not going well. Exception unhandled, and I'm completely unable to do anything about it because there we go. Stupid thing. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. This time I'm not going full screen. Full screen is a death sentence. There we go. Get bitmap from asset. Invalid argument. Why is this an invalid argument? No, seriously, why is this an invalid argument? AL load bitmap. Bitmap equals 0. Asset filepath.cstring. Out. Question. Why? Oh, what? Excuse me, what? Okay, so it's C users da 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 bear.png, which if I copy this verbatim into File Explorer, guess what it's going to give me? It's going to give me the bear PNG, so I know that this is correct. So something is wrong. Something is very wrong with the way that this is happening. And I'm not sure what exactly it is. Oh, I know what it is now. You know what it is? I'm using the wrong import method. Get image atlas. I can't believe it. There we are. Now we're importing it correctly. Worked. Great. All of our code apparently worked. Now, I want to try something. So, I want to make sure that our code for detecting missing properties works. Exception unhandled. Runtime error. And where was it? Oh, it was at a memory location, but oh yeah, it was right here. Asset metadata is incorrect, and then the file. And it didn't show up in the console, but, you know, that we got the correct thing. So, alright, try it again. And they all exist, so we're good. Alright, awesome. No runtime errors were thrown, which means that our thing is working correctly. The next step is to go and actually use these metadata variables. Now that we confirm that everything is set up properly, we can do this. So, alright, we now have the vector2 in size, so what we need to do is we need to get the size x and size y. We need to make a vector2 int slice x, or no, we need to slice size is what I'm going to call this. And I'm going to get, or no, I'm going to do metadata No, what is it? Asset dot metadata. And then we need to get size x. Size y. And that should work. Dot as int what is this? Why? Okay. JSON value int. What's the error? Okay, yeah. No, this is correct. Okay. So then what if we do as int here? What if I go to this, the definition of this? JSON fail message. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Hopefully some idiot doesn't put the incorrect value into here, because I'm getting pretty tired of checking exceptions and shit. So, yeah. Anyways. I don't like that the game is fragile enough to where if you put an incorrect thing in here, then it's gonna, like, burst. But, I don't know. It should be pretty hard to fuck it up, assuming assuming the JSON guys did everything correctly. C++ is a very fragile language. It's just fragile by nature, and I don't really have an efficient way to go about it without, like, taking a million years. So, you know, I'm just not gonna worry about it. Dot add image regions. You know, I'm just gonna add an image region. So what do I need to do to add image regions? Region count. Oh, it's just a region and a region count. Okay, so I'm going to do a vector of regions called image regions. Now, what I want to do is I want to, first of all, if asset metadata dot, or no, it's, what is it, slice type does not equal block. If it doesn't equal block, or no, if it equals block, okay, another thing I need to check is if image type is sheet. If this is not slice type, but image type is equal to block, or if image type is equal, it does not equal the sheet, dot. I need to set that to lowercase so I can make things a little bit easier on people. Convert cstring to a lowercase. Char ASCII to lower. Ugh. Does it not have a built-in thing? Please. No. No. To upper. Okay, so I need to make this a string. Apparently. Ugh, I hate this so much. This is just annoying. I need to go into asset file path functions. Get file constants is string and string. And then I need to steal that, and I need to include general string manip. And then inside of string manip, I just want to copy this, and then I want to include string in here because I'm going to need it. And then I want to do a static bool, or no, not static bool. I want to do a static const char pointer to lower const char to c string. And then what I want to do is I want to, first of all, string equals c string. Then we want to do just this std transform has no member transform. Oh, am I gonna have to just include both of these? std to lower c. And then we need to return const char pointer, or no, we need to just return string dot. No, shut up. Okay, hopefully that works. General string manip. And then we want to do, oh shit, why is that not work? Oh, because I did the if statement. to lower. As C string. Does not equal sheet, and then we want to do this as to upper as well. And then we want to do, instead of to lower, we do to upper. There we go. And then we can loop through an entire string. Nice. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do C string. I'm just going to do string. And I'm going to delete both of these variables to make the functions shorter because they do not need to be longer. And then, when I've done all of that, I will now be able to not do as, or well, I'll still have to do as C string actually. Never mind. Does not equal sheet. If it isn't a sheet, then we need to throw an invalid argument with a value that was not an image sheet. There we go. Thinking of all the exceptions, I feel like the biggest thing with this is, like, with making this whole thing work, is just checking exceptions. Just checking exceptions takes frickin' forever. Takes forever. Takes so long. Gosh. And then we need to do and the satisfactory music stopped and my headphones turned off. Annoying, but all weather on. There, I think that should be a little bit better for the listening experience. Bruh. Add image regions. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Okay. So if the slice type is block, then we need to do if we need to do a loop. Vector 2 int slice count is equal to 2 int, or no, it's equal to image size, or no, it's equal to size over slice size. There we go. And we're gonna replace all these i's with x's. And then we're going to do that for y. Because we need to do the y and x axis for this. There we go. We now have the y and x axis, and then we need to create a region. And I think I'm going to do atlas.add_image_region. And I'm not going to do image regions because that's just extra memory allocation that I don't need to do. Region. Alright, so now that I have region going on here, I need to create a region. And recalc is going to be false. So now we need to do toInt. So that's going to be 0, 0 starting out. But what we need to do is we need to do x times slice size. Actually, what we need to do is we need to make sure if slice size is greater than size, then we have a problem. We need to throw one of these. So that makes sure that we have this is a thing. This is so hard to do. Why is this so hard? Is equal to size. Well, we need to do slice count dot y minus because yeah, that's just how this is gonna be. Now, why is this a problem? Pixel and vector 2-inch. Oh, so it's slice size dot x. X times slice size dot x. Y times slice size dot y. We can't do that. Oh, well, they're only gonna execute once if... that's so confusing. Sorry. My brain is breaking after an hour of this. It's kind of a hard algorithm. It's not a hard algorithm to get right, it's just that I'm tired and stupid because I've already programmed a bunch of stuff today. Slice size and slice size. Oh wait, no, we don't need to do that. We just need to do slice size. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Can you